Hello guys, welcome back to IC Shades and to our 2D Arena game course. In this one we will make the player take the power up and increase his speed after he takes it. And all I ask of you is to click that IC like button and the subscribe button as well. If you are ready, let's dive in. I will start by editing the collider of our player because when we shrunk it, the collider stayed big. So I will click on my player and go into the inspector on my circle collider 2D. Click on edit collider and now you see the collider that is bigger than our player. We can manually edit it by, I will zoom in a little bit, by clicking and dragging these small squares. And you can also edit it from the inspector. You can see here radius. I can go and put 0.3. And if you don't see the collider centered, you can go to the offset here and put it to 0 and 0. And now I will manually edit it a little bit, drag it like this, and I think that is okay. So let's try and take a power up. Click play, and we have our maximize on play clicked. And when a power up will spawn, if we try to take it, our player just bumps into it, just like in the walls. We will use another function, so go into the scripts into our player script. We can press Ctrl and go a little closer to see better. And we will use a function called onTriggerEnter2D. So write onTrigger, then select onTriggerEnter2D, press tab, and Unity will automatically complete the function. So what does this function do? When our collider from our game object, in our case our player, interacts with another collider, enters another collider, that other collider will be stored in this variable. We can actually rename it to other, and we can do stuff. So what do we want to do? We want to destroy that other collider, that means other variable, and we will use another function, destroy, and in the parentheses we must destroy the game object of that other collider. So we will write other, and in order to access the game object we will write dot game object, capital letter O, semicolon. And in order for this function to work, that other collider must have the is trigger box checked. So Control S to save, go into Unity, we will go to our prefabs, we will click on the thunder, and we will go in the box collider 2D component, and we have this checkbox in front of is trigger, so we will check this one. Now if we click play and we try to take one of the power-ups, the power-up will be destroyed and will create the impression that our player takes the power-up. We have one more thing to do, and that is to add functionality to our power-up, and that means to add speed to our player when the player takes the power-up. So I will go into our script and we will work on the onTriggerEnter2D. And after the player takes the power-up, we want our speed to increase. If we remember, we have the variable speed, and we will write speed plus equals 1f. And this is the same as writing speed equals speed plus 1. This is another kind of way that you can write this, and I think this is easier. Control S, go into Unity, and then click play. I don't have my maximize on play clicked because I want you to see in the inspector, in the player script here, we have the speed, and when we take power-ups, the speed increases. You can also see that my player actually increases its speed, and you can also see it in the inspector. But when we don't move at this very fast speed, you can see the player, now I'm not pressing anything, you can see the player moving on its own. Why does this happen? We will unclick play. This happens because after a while, if we have enough speed, if we bump with our rigid body into colliders and so on and so forth, our player will start to rotate on its own with Unity physics, and we don't want that. We want our player to rotate only with our mouse. And we can actually go here to rigid body. We can see here something called Constrains. Click on this and we can freeze the rotation on the Z axis. So with this rotation freeze, now the rotation of our player will happen only from our mouse. So check again, let's take some power-ups and gain some speed, super speed, and now if we stay in one place, our player won't move on its own. What if we have other power-ups that we want to do other things with them? We will use tags to our power-ups so that our player recognizes a type of power-up. We will go to Thunder here, and we will see here something called tag. We will click here on the tag, we will add a tag, the list is empty, we will click on plus, and this tag will be called, let's say, player speed. Let's save, and now we must go back to our Thunder prefab and assign the tag to our prefab, player speed, and now we will go into our script, and here in onTriggerEnter2D we will write like this: if the other collider, so other in our case, other dot tag equals quotation marks player speed. We must be very careful with our writing in the tags, because as you can see, I have P and S capital letter, and I spelled it in the tag exactly the same as I did here, because if we don't, it won't work. So we will open and close curly brackets to incorporate the destroying of the object and the speed. And now if we have other power-ups, those other power-ups will have other tags, and this will only happen when we interact with a power-up or otherwise with an object that have this player speed tag. Control S and go back to Unity. Now I have a big challenge for you. I want you to create another power-up with a spawner, with a prefab, with a tag, with everything, and that power-up will decrease the delay of our bullet. So click the pause button and try it. I hope you've managed that. If not, let's do it together. So first off, create a game object. This will be our Thunder. I will name it Red Thunder because I want it to be red. I will add a sprite renderer. I will put the sprite, the Thunder sprite, and I will change the color to red. We will add the box collider. We will check the is trigger. We will put the ordering layer to 1. Okay. We will add a tag to the Red Thunder. So add tag plus bullet delay. Okay, save. Now go to Red Thunder, put the tag bullet delay. We will make the prefab now. Red Thunder, make the prefab. We will create a spawner, so create empty, and we will call it PowerUp spawner 2. We will add this script to the PowerUp spawner, so PowerUp spawner 2, new script. This will create a script, and this will put the script into the assets. It will open our scripts but without the new script. Go to assets, double click the script, and we can copy everything, Control C, Control P, from the PowerUp spawner to PowerUp spawner 2. Now Control S to save, go back into Unity, click the PowerUp spawner and put the delay and drag the prefab, put the delay to 1, drag the prefab here. Okay, now we can delete the Red Thunder. We must do one thing, go into the script, into the player script, and in the onTriggerEnter, we will write if the other dot tag equal quotation marks bullet delay. Make sure you write correctly. What should happen? We should destroy the game object, the other game object, semicolon, and the delay, we have here the delay variable of type float, will decrease, so minus equals 0.2 to F, semicolon, Control S to save, go into Unity. I will have my maximize on play clicked, and let's see if we have done everything correctly. And now when we take red thunders, our bullet delay will increase. That is good. We are firing way faster, but the mechanic works. Congratulations if you have done the challenge all on your own. Congratulations if you have done a part of the challenge all on your own. And congratulations if you have done the challenge with me. That is all for this one, guys. Stay frosty and extra spicy.